Welcome to the family, little pimple. Luckily for you, you are actually accepted here. Here we accept all spots, all blackheads and all pimples. You're all very much welcome here. Today's drink for the occasion is this little espresso right here because I literally need a shot of caffeine. Like I'm so done with my life lately because I have to study for my A-levels, which are like in a month or something. And I've been studying math a lot, like mathematics, and I'm so bad at it. Like all day I do exercise all day and they are all wrong and it's so frustrating, and then at night I can't sleep because I feel like I can't just stop thinking about mathematics. It's all in my head then. So I'm very much tired lately, so I live off these things. And I think everybody who has exam reason can agree with me on that one, that this thing is just a lifesaver. I mean, I live off these things basically. Anyway, hey, I'm Honey and welcome to my No Makeup Talk, which is just a show that I do on this channel where I don't wear any makeup and I'm just going to talk about anything and everything. And today's topic is being different when everybody around you is normal. Did you see like my blackout moment there? I think we can rewind that. Now, stating it in this broad context might be a bit like, what are we going to talk about? What is normal? What is different? And I have to agree with you on the things. I don't think there's a definition for being normal and being different. But I think also if you are living in a social environment where you have to deal with a lot of people at the same time, for example, you go to school, to university, you will notice certain groups that are maybe more present than others. For example, if I need to take like a big example, the LGBTQ plus community is more of a minority in most places. So this would be considered as being different then. If you are a part of the LGBTQ plus community, you aren't a part of the heteronormative society, and therefore you are a part of a minority. So you are kind of different in the eyes of all the normal people. Of course, I don't want to go around and overgeneralize things and say like, this is different, this is normal, and you should be like this and this, because this is not what the video is about. This video is about how you can feel more confident even though you're maybe part of a minority, or even though you clearly know that you maybe don't belong with the majority of people around you. Why this is also like a very touchy subject for me maybe is because like I live in a very small village. I mean, most of you guys can't even imagine probably how small this village is where I live, because when I moved here they literally didn't have internet. That's how small this village is. It's literally the end of the world here. Like, I live in the middle of nowhere. We do have internet now, however there are only about like 50 people living here, maybe, if it comes down to it. So you can imagine that this isn't a place where you can see a lot of different people. And where I want to go with this is like, for example, I've been also to big cities in my life. Like, for example, I was in Beijing and London, cities like that. And I feel like in these cities, there are so many different people. And I'm not saying this as in a, oh, here we're all the same in this little village where I live. No, I'm just saying, I think it's so cool that in the big cities, in the modern cities, there are so many different people. And I think that's also part of the reason why so many young people are attracted to bigger cities, because you can literally find anybody there. There are so many, not only races, like sexual orientations, people of different skin colors, like everything is there, and I think this is so amazing. However, when you grow up in like a very small village like me, or even the next village that aren't that many people, and you grow up with people being all the same around you, either like old ladies or just these children which are like so all the same, and I'm not judging them for being all the same. It's just like, if you think or if you are a bit different and you know that from a very young age, then you might not feel like you are part of this community where you are born in. And the thing is, you can't change anything about that, because if you are still young, you're not earning your own money yet, and how will you ever be able to move out of this? I see this being a problem for a lot of people because they start feeling very alone, and this can also cause like things like social anxiety and depression. If I take me as an example, I do have anxiety issues, especially social anxiety, because like I grew up in this very, very small village. And then when I turned like 10 years old, I went to the bigger school in the neighbor city. But when I got there, it wasn't the same as here. If you grow up with not many people around you, and you are, even with the people around you, you're already sticking out, and then you come into a society where there are more people, but they are still somehow all the same, and you stick out. And you're like, I can't identify with the things they do. For example, what I couldn't identify is when I got into that school, we were in an all-girls class, so there were only girls around me, and all of these girls were so, I don't know, for me personally, I thought they were so grown up and so cool back then, because they were all somehow already wearing makeup at age 10, and they had all these cool phones, and they knew how to style themselves, and I just got there and I was like, oh, I'm just looking for friends to play with outside. My values and what I learned from a very young age didn't necessarily connect with their values, so I kind of felt alone, even though I had a few friends who also came from my village who I knew beforehand. But other than that, I was always more of an outcast than a person like being integrated in society. And it didn't help that I'm an introvert, because that just made it worse. I also think that if you come into a community where everybody's just doing the same thing, you kind of also start doing the same thing, you know? Like, when I got into this new school, I was also trying to start to make myself look more presentable, try to wear this and this because it was in a trend back then. Even though I didn't actually like it, I was like, oh, this is so weird, why would I want to do that? But everybody else is doing it, so I don't want to be the odd one out and not do it or anything. So I also started doing all these things, even though I didn't want to do it. And I think this is the problem, and this is the thing I want to talk about today, is how can you get the confidence of being yourself? And this is where my video title is a bit off, because I don't want to talk about being different when everybody's normal. I want to talk about being like the most yourself that you can be. Be the most you that you can be without looking around you and comparing yourself to other people. If you grow up like me in a very small village where everybody around you is kind of the same and you don't see much, but you are feeling the urge to be different, then I want you to know that you can try and be different, and it's okay if you want to be different, and it's okay if you are different. For example, I dyed my hair blue. I also made a video about that, and it's not even a crazy color, because I didn't want to bleach it because I have curly hair and I think that would really ruin it, so I didn't bleach it. But I just wanted to dye my hair a cool color, because I was like, oh, I love colorful hair so much. And now, like all day, I literally have to get shit from my mom and my brother, because they're always coming to me like, oh, honey, it's just sticking out so much. And my brother's like, don't walk to the bus stop with me, because all the other kids are going to think that we are weird. And I'm like, I actually, when I dyed my hair, I have gotten to a point where I'm very comfortable in myself, because I know that if I am myself, and if I wear the things that I want to wear, like do the things that I want to do, and also maybe dye my hair a different color than everybody else, that makes me more comfortable in my own skin, because I am feeling at peace with myself, because I'm just doing my own thing. And I think I want to bring up something here that is a quote from Rose and Rosie. They are two YouTubers, and I said once in one of their videos that if somebody has a problem with how you act or what you wear or what you do, that is their problem, and that is not your problem. And I think this is like, when I heard that quote, it was like a year ago, it really started to get to me. Like, I was like, yeah, it's not my problem if other people don't like what I like. Like, it is their problem, because they have the problem with the thing that I like, and it's not even really a problem, it's just I do what I want to do and they do what they want to do. I think if you want to be yourself, you need to find confidence first. And I think this is the hardest part about it also. Like, me, I had like social anxiety issues for so long. It's only getting better now that I'm starting to believe in myself more and starting to work on myself more, like even putting out YouTube videos. Like, I was for years, I did YouTube videos since I've been like 10 years old, but I never uploaded them. I have like 50 videos on my laptop where I'm still so young, but I was too scared to upload them, because I was always scared of how other people would perceive it, or if it would be normal what I would do, or like this and that. And I shouldn't be scared of that, because it's just something that I did, but I'm still working on that. Like, I think everybody needs to work on accepting themselves and being more confident in themselves, and for some it comes easier than for others. For me, it's very hard, and I'm still on a journey of fully accepting myself, and I'm on a journey of fully being confident in myself and being confident in what I want to do and what I want to wear and stuff like that. Like, I think self-expression and being an individual in a society is always hard if you are kind of already think that you are maybe a bit different, whether it might be sexuality-wise, how you look, how you want to act, stuff like that. And I think it shouldn't matter, because if it all comes down to it, we're all humans, and this connects us all. And then you can do what you want, because you don't have to care about what everybody else does. And everybody else shouldn't care about what you want to do. I also understand, though, that maybe for some of you this might be hard. Like, for example, I wouldn't be confident in being the fullest me that I can be, if that's how I want to voice it, because I'm still living here in this small village. and I have options here and I can be myself, yes, but I don't think some people are maybe, I don't know how to voice this, like I feel like some people are also trapped in where they are and they know they can't maybe come out yet, or they can't fully be themselves yet because they would really be judged, or they would really have a problem then. And what I want to tell those people, or if you're one of those people who you're like if I do the things that I like, then everybody else will literally shut me out, and being alone isn't the thing that I want either, like, then I want to tell you, if you are still a child, or if you're still under 18, if you're not earning your own money yet, if you're not independent and an adult yet, like legally an adult, then you can't change some things in your life. But I think everybody can change things in their life once they grow up and once they have their own opportunities. Because if you work really hard, for example, you may be very good at school and then you get a scholarship for the thing you'd like to do, and then you can move out because then now you got money and now you got opportunities. And I think this is what you need to see. You need to see it on a bigger scale. Yes, you might be in a situation now where you feel very uncomfortable and where you feel maybe even pressured to be somebody else. I want you to know that this is only a part of your life. Like, you're here now and you have all this life of yourself. Like, there's so much of your life that you haven't lived yet. And even if you might be pressured for until you're 18 or until you're earning enough money to move out, there will be a part of your life where you are independent and where only what you want to do matters. I think this is a mindset that everybody needs to get into. Like, if you have a problem or if something is wrong in your life, sometimes people get so focused on it that it all seems like it can never get better. Like, it is just so bad and it will never get better. But trust me, it will get better. It will always get better. There will always in life be a day, if everything went wrong, that something will go right. This, I also want to conclude this video that you should really always see everything in a bigger scale. And you should try to find confidence in yourself. Maybe I will do this as the next no makeup talk, being confident or something, but I actually don't feel comfortable talking about it because I'm not comfortable in myself. Like, literally there were times, and there still are times sometimes, where I'm in school and I don't want to be by myself, or I don't want to be sitting somewhere, and I literally go into the toilet and lock myself into a toilet stall and I sit there for half an hour just having a small breakdown, and then I go out and I'm like, okay, this never happened. But really, like, everybody got these days and everybody is struggling with themselves, but it will get better someday. So in conclusion, be yourself, be the most yourself that you can be in your current situation, and then someday you should really go out and be yourself. I mean, I wish that everybody I think individuality is like such a pretty thing. I don't want everybody to be the same. It's so boring. I like meeting so many different people, and I'm getting so hyped up about this, but I think it's just a topic that's very dear to my heart. Anyway, that kind of concludes the video now. I hope you liked it, and I hope you like when I talk about stuff like that. I really enjoy making these videos because even though I'm talking to a camera, I feel like I'm just like letting my heart speak to somebody. If you'd like to see more no makeup talks, if you have a topic suggestion for the next one, you can also leave it down in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to see more of me, have any recommendations or any thoughts, just leave me a comment or subscribe to my channel. That would really make me happy. And until next time, bye, back on my channel.